Welcome back, you productivity-loving, clarity-craving, action-taking rock star. Welcome back to the Mr. Productivity Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Productivity. Whether you're listening to your first episode ever, thank you so much, or you've listened to multiple episodes, I want to thank you and honor you for your time and attention for listening to me today, because I've got a very delicate topic to talk to you about, and I don't mean to ruffle any feathers, but this is a truth you need to hear. Let's talk about one of the biggest lies in the productivity world. The idea that you need motivation to take action. Yes, that is a productivity lie. Here's the truth. Action comes before motivation. What did he just say? Yes, action comes before motivation. Most people, hopefully not you, wait for motivation to strike. Here's the problem. That rarely happens. The real magic is when you start moving. Then the motivation may or may not show up, but you have a higher likelihood of motivation showing up if you get started, or should I say, when you get started. So let me share a personal story. August 29th, 2017, I went for a run, and I have not missed a day of running since. Now, a few days before that, Houston, Texas, where I live, was inundated with Hurricane Harvey. And during that weekend, I happened to read an article online, and the gist of the article was what I learned from running 1 mile every day for 250 days. So here we are, April of 2025, and I have not missed a single day. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think I'm motivated to run every single day? Of course not. A few months ago, I decided to start driving for Uber. And because I'm a morning person, I get up between 4 and 4:45 in the morning, and then I go driving from 5:30 until 10:30 in the morning. I normally go running at 5:30, 6 o'clock, so I had to adjust. It was not easy. But what does it have to do with motivation? I don't come home from driving for Uber and go, you know what? I don't feel motivated to run today. I come home, I get into my running stuff, and I go running. I start running, and then inevitably, after I start running, guess what happens? I'm motivated to go running. So remember this. Don't get it backwards. It's not get motivated and take action. It's take action, and then you may or may not be motivated. Chances are you're going to become motivated. So let's talk about why you're feeling stuck. I want you to tattoo something on your brain. Waiting for the feeling or waiting to be motivated is almost guaranteed that you will take no action or you'll take little action. So don't wait for the feeling or to feel motivated. And going along with that, overthinking is the enemy to your productivity and momentum. A lot of people want to get all their ducks in a row, every I dotted, every T crossed. They want to make sure the moon is in the right phase. They want to make sure that's the perfect temperature, the perfect humidity, everything perfect. That is called procrastination. Stop overthinking and just start taking action. It's not that you're lazy. It's that you've been misled. The truth is, you just need a tiny push, not a motivational pep talk. These podcast episodes of the Mr. Productivity Podcast are not meant to be pep talks. They're meant to give you a tiny push so you can take action and achieve your wildest dreams. Small, can't fail actions build confidence and clarity. Too many people are trying to do the big things. Let me give you an analogy. I have always been fascinated by those who summit Mount Everest, the tallest point on our planet. I don't know a lot about Mount Everest, but I do know that this weekend, you can't fly to Nepal, drive to the base of Mount Everest and just climb to the top of the mountain. It's not how it works. There's a lot that goes into summiting Mount Everest. You and your life and your projects and your to-do list and your calendar is the same thing. If you take small, can't-fail actions, you will build confidence and gain clarity. Look, you don't need a perfect plan. There's no such thing as a perfect plan. I'm Mr. Productivity, and I don't have a perfect plan. I don't have perfectly productive days. What you need is a starting point. For example, I have fallen head over heels in love with journaling. And what prevented me from really loving journaling in the beginning is I was wondering, do I have the right journal? Do I have the right pen? Do I have the right journaling prompts? And all this overthinking caused me not to journal. So let's say you're struggling with journaling. Just get any notebook that's laying around your house and just start journaling. Don't overthink it. Remember, action fuels more action. Don't wait to be motivated. And I want you to ask yourself this question, maybe every day, maybe every hour, maybe every minute. I don't know what your situation is, but ask yourself, what's one small action I can take right now? Because I believe that 80% of your time should be spent on needle moving activities. Now, I'm not talking about sleeping and taking the kids to school and that kind of stuff. I mean, when you're working at your job, when you're working on your business, 80% of your time should be spent on needle moving activities. Is what you're working on now, or is what you're going to work on later or tomorrow, is that going to move you towards your goal? So write that question down. What's one small action I can take right now? And bonus, if it's something you can do under 5 minutes. You want to grab that quick win. Celebrate it. Tiny wins count too. We live in a society where we only count the big wins. Count them all. This mind shift helps beat overwhelm and analysis paralysis. Another term for analysis paralysis is overthinking. So we need to shift our mindset. So let me leave you with 3 thoughts. 1, motivation is a follower, not a leader. If you want to feel motivated, start moving. Number 2, the key isn't inspiration, it's action. And finally, if you're ready to create real momentum in your life, head on over to my website, MrProductivity.com, MISTER, MrProductivity.com. There you'll find free resources, coaching options, and more ways to get out of your head, get out of your own way, and into motion. Thank you again so much for your time and attention, for listening to this episode of the show. It would mean the world to me if you would follow this podcast on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. It may say subscribe. It may say follow, whatever the terminology your podcast player uses. It would mean the world to me. And the second thing you could do for me that would really rock my world is if this podcast spoke to you, if you would share it with a friend. You can share it on social media. You can share it with a friend. Send them the link to this episode. If you found value from this episode, please don't keep it a secret. Share it. I'll be back real soon with a brand new episode. Until then, remember, stay productive and stay positive.